I am just feeling like I want to reshoot this and talk about something that I've kept pretty close to me, and now I'm ready to share it. And I think the craziest part is I don't know when this is going to come out.
It's our pleasure to welcome you to JFK, where the local time is 8:04 p.m. Please stay seated with your seatbelt fastened and carry-on items stowed until the aircraft is parked at the gate.
Hi guys, it is November 13. I am in New York City, staying in Meatpacking at a friend's place. Shout out to my friend. I am so grateful. I'll have been here almost a week. I leave tomorrow though, so I'm really sad because I'm not ready to leave. But I want to talk about why I was here in the first place. So I came here very last minute because I've been in school, which I've mentioned throughout the vlogs, and I finished school and passed my final. So I flew to New York to take the state exam because I am getting my real estate license here in New York, and I am over the moon about it. As of filming this, I still don't know if I've passed or failed it, which is one of the most nerve-wracking places to be, and it's a Sunday right now, so I'm like, I still check it twice a day. I don't know if they're gonna email me when I do get my results, but I just check it twice a day, morning and night, in hope that I'm gonna find out. But it's the weekend, like I said, so I doubt I'm gonna find out. I'm really trying not to put it out there, me not passing, because I just don't want to manifest that. I don't want to put it out there into the universe. I don't want to confuse the universe, you know, so I'm just continuing to hope for the best and trust in my abilities. A little bit about my test day. So I do work remote, so I did have to work that day. So I was pretty busy leading up to when I left. It was like 3 stops on the train. There were like people outside handing out little flyers to like join their agency when you graduate or whatever, not graduate, but when you pass your exam. But yeah, there were people like Century 21 handed me a flyer, and it was so nice too. He was like, you're gonna pass this thing, call me in 2 weeks, like we'd love to have you. So it was very different in so many ways from when I took my test. I took my state exam in Washington almost this time last year, in December of last year, and it was it was quiet. There's like a small computer room. There was probably no more than like 15 of us, and then you find out straight away if you pass. So it was, yeah, it was a little bit more productive, I will say. I was so shocked by taking my test here in New York. So first thing happens, I get up there, there's like actually a kind of a pretty big line just to even test. People are like dressed to the nines. Not everybody, of course. You can tell that they're gonna totally thrive in luxury, which like I'm not throwing any shade. I was just like, oh, okay. Me with like my crew neck and my Adidas and Neiman Marcus athletic pants on. All good. So then you go into the room and there's like rows and rows and rows of desks. So there's even more people when I got into the room. And then you go and you check in and they hand you a sheet of paper, and I'm like, great. And it was a little confusing at first, but I think I was just like very anxious. So I was like, okay, center, bring it back. Filled the piece of paper out, flipped it over, and realized, oh my God, I'm taking this entire exam on a piece of paper. So kind of a shock, not gonna lie. And that just kind of made me anxious in and of itself. Anyways, there were parts of the exam that I felt very good about. I ended up paying for a practice exam, if you will, through my school. I went to New York Real Estate Institute, and they offered like obviously like a study course. So I was able to do like practice exams on there. I didn't get to study as much as I wanted to because I rushed this trip and I work full time. So I didn't have time to study like crazy, but it was kind of nice leading up to the exam, like days before and even the day before. I was like, I felt very zen. So I'm proud of that. It was like, yeah, it was weird. It wasn't until I was really like there in person that I felt super, super anxious about it. There were parts of the exam where I felt really good, that felt very similar to what I had practiced. Took a practice exam before I left for the state exam, and I got an 86%. You need a 70 to pass. So there were parts where I was like, oh yep, I recognize that, I recognize this. Then there were parts where I was like, okay, I have like more than one answer that seems like it could be correct. And then there were parts where I just had no idea, and I had to really focus on like the vocabulary they were using in the question to basically give an educated guess. So overall, I think I had like 30 minutes to spare when I left. I felt very discombobulated, like extremely, and then I had to come back and go to work immediately. So it was stressful. Yeah, I'm not even gonna downplay that. It was pretty stressful, and then not being able to just find out is like, it's hard even now because I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm thinking it wouldn't take more than 2 weeks, right, to like grade that. But when you see how many people were there, there's 2 tests a day, a 9 a.m. and a 1:30, and I mean, they don't test every single day, but I'm just thinking they probably have a lot of these like paper tests to grade. Again, I don't really understand like why New York is doing it on paper. It is the most bizarre thing to me because I'm thinking to myself, like, New York is very progressive, like this is going to be the same as Seattle. I really didn't even think twice about it and just was completely blindsided. And so I think that threw me off the most, was taking the exam on paper. You're surrounded by people that are shifting around in their seat and rummaging around for the calculator and talking, like because there's proctors that walk around to make sure no one's cheating. So it's like asking questions, and it was just, for me, I was like, a lot of it was just trying to get focused and like not letting the background noise get in my head. Been days since I've taken it, and I still feel a little on edge, a little uneasy about my results, but I'm trying to think of like the times that I felt really good about what I was doing. And I know I don't know. I'm trying to think of that experience as positive, and I want to really believe that I knew what I was doing and that I'm more than capable of passing this exam. For those of you that don't really know real estate, you've not like looked into it, they say that many people fail the first time they take that state exam. So I think that's like in the back of my head. I passed my Washington exam on the first go, and I knew that I was more than capable of doing it again. Plus, half of your exam, maybe not half actually, but parts of your exam are actually national questions. And then the other part of it is based on that state specifically. So I also felt confident because I know that I can pass the national, and I've now worked in real estate. So a lot of the terminology, like, I already understand it because I've done it in real life. There were only 3 math questions. There was a lot more than that on the Washington exam. So I was very grateful for that. My calculator, I hadn't played around with it prior, and it was not doing percentages right. And I had to like do it in a really weird way. Yeah, for 2 of the questions, and I was like, well, there are 2 answers here that are similar to what I'm getting. It's not exact, but what can you do? I'm not gonna fail if I miss all 3 of these, kind of a thing. But yeah, overall, I mean, I'm so happy that I got it done. I think this video is really gonna be my announcement that I am moving to New York, because you can't really announce that you're getting licensed somewhere if you're not also gonna move there. So this is me for the first time sharing on, I mean, I shouldn't say it's the first time sharing on camera, because I have multiple times filmed videos about me moving here, but this is the first one that I think actually has a purpose and will be going live for all of you. I'm sure if you've been following along, it's not a surprise, and we can kind of go into the details of like moving here and plans and all of that in a different video. This was more so just to let you guys know that like I am moving here, I am getting licensed, I am staying in real estate even though I have a full-time job. But yeah, just really feeling like my heart is full that I got to spend some more time here, spend more time too in a different neighborhood. I've never spent time in meatpacking. I've only been around West Village like honestly 1 other time. It's not a place that I've ever had a reason to come. So I have been, you know, trying like all the coffee shops and food and just spending a lot of my off time when I'm not working, like walking around. So yeah, very, very exciting news. Very excited that I could finally share all of this with you. I will be coming out with more real estate content. I don't want it to be like my only thing, because like work is not everything, but it is a pillar that will come up more and more, especially like doing real estate as like a solo agent. I feel like there's just so much more flexibility and room to be myself, whereas when you're working for other people, it's just different. So yeah, I'm really excited to take you guys along on the journey. I also feel like a lot of my real estate content, it might be less on here and more on like TikTok. So when that is like up and running, I will be happy to share it. Right now there's nothing, but yeah, those are just some fun ideas. But thank you guys for watching. I will see you when we find out what the hell is happening with my exam.
Woo! Woohoo! I mean, I saw a spider. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh, what? Ruby says exact congratulations too.
Looking at the face of a gal who has passed her exam. I am very proud personally. I felt confident on the one hand that I've already passed a real estate exam on the first go, but there's always that doubt. There's always that doubt, at least there is with me. Feeling good. Thank you guys for coming along on this journey. Again, I'm so happy I get to finally share it with you. Share that I am not only getting licensed in New York, but I am moving to New York City very soon. I'm very excited to keep you guys updated on moving to New York, working in real estate, and basically my whole life changing.